want a chip? Bow to me. Here's a chip.
The beer commuted here. Cheers.
This week we're in Osaka, Japan. Up until now, I never really thought of any city not called Tokyo. Osaka is Japan's second largest city by population, but some say largest in flavor. It's got interesting stuff to see and do, and I heard it has friendlier people than Tokyo. But what's the food scene like? We're here to try to answer that question.
We finally got to Namba. We got off the subway, and there's this fresh orange juice stand right here. We need some vitamin C, so we're gonna get it. Wow, it's nice and cold, and I literally saw the oranges get juiced in front of me. That's heavenly. That is so good. It's so sweet. Damn.
That's the freshest thing I've ever had in my life. This is the fountain of youth right here. This will make anything right. Don't matter, you're stressed, sick, you're in debt, doesn't matter, get one of these.
So we just got to Osaka, checked in at the hotel, started walking around the area, and stumbled onto this little sushi restaurant. It was full, people were sitting inside, looks very cozy, but there's some space out here just at the bar, so ordered a bunch of sushi, got this beer, and we're gonna wait.
It's very good, it's very hot, it has some fish in it, it also has an egg in it.
The Japanese, they don't overcook egg.
No.
They respect the egg.
They do.
Okay, this is the first piece of sushi in Japan, officially. And it's a classic salmon nigiri. If this is good, then I'm just gonna assume everything else is gonna be good. So fresh.
Okay, we barely went like 10 feet from the last restaurant we were at. We walked by this Izakaya, and this guy just like caught my eye through the window and just was like, and made us come in to this like packed Izakaya with the only non-Japanese people here. Like, it is packed of all locals. They're very friendly. They made us sit down. So we're here. We're gonna have some yakitori. Cheers. First night in Japan, it's already lit.
This space is not for the clumsy. It is a very tight, cozy space. I do like it, but I am a clumsy person, so I'm trying to operate with very small movements and gestures so that I don't knock anything off the table. That's so good. That is a handmade meatball. It's got a little bit of char on it. Like, oh.
Holy shit. That's like chicken butter. That's crazy. The char on the outside, the juiciness, the leek goes with it so well. We're gonna get several more.
I'm so happy I got some in here.
For some reason in my mind, I thought Osaka was night and day less busy than Tokyo. It's not. This place gets swarmed by folks from all over the world, and it's only gonna get busier in 2025. It doesn't matter how rainy or cold it is, someone's gonna get trampled for takoyaki.
How much do you think it costs to stay at that Airbnb?
How much would you pay?
I'd pay like $300 a night staying there. I think that's appropriate for Japan.
We stayed near Dotonbori. I hope I'm saying that right. It is one of the most popular areas in Osaka. This entire area looks like it was designed by a baby genius. Everything's so whimsical and colorful and larger than life. Even the ads here are so cool, like this enormous Asahi ad makes me want to drink beer at 11 a.m. This was the most overwhelmed and overstimulated I've felt so far on this trip. We spent hours exploring, but most of all trying to decide what to eat.
Fresh?
Mm-hmm. That's a good gyoza.
We've been walking around trying to find a takoyaki vendor. Every place on this street that sells takoyaki is absolutely rammed. There's huge lines, so many tourists. It's just such a popular dish. Everyone's trying to secure one. This is our first takoyaki in Japan. This is very different from the takoyaki we're used to in Canada. They make them more like crunchy. These kind of almost fall apart as you try to pick them up. They're so fluffy and doughy. I don't know if they're all like that, but that's what these are like. It's interesting. It's more like a ball pancake than what I'm used to.
These ones have a huge chunk of octopus in them. Like, they do not cinch out. They're very rich, a lot of flavor. I also think that they're kind of overly sauced up. Like, I saw him drizzle the sauce on, which I think also makes them lose any like crunchiness they have on the outside. So we had it, but TBH, I actually prefer the ones I've had in Canada.
The area comes alive even more at night. I was blown away by Seoul, but Osaka feels like it casts an even more powerful spell on people. There's just so much shit to do. There's shopping, boat tours, this giant Ferris wheel, and obviously, endless tasty food.
We just had our first ramen in Osaka. We were looking around for a ramen place, and there are plenty. When you have so many options, you kind of get paralysis, and you're like, oh, what should I eat? We like to look for just cozy little places, not like big restaurants that are like filled with bright light. We peeked in, we found a cozy little restaurant, very reasonably priced ramen. I think it was like 11 Canadian dollars, and it was really tasty. It was exactly what we wanted. It was a really nice first ramen experience. And now we're just on our snack tour as we head back. And we got these little fishies. One of them is custard, one of them is red bean. It's like a thin shell layer. It's actually quite thin and crispy, but I like crispy. It's good. Roman has had many of these sandwiches, but I found one that does not have cheese, so I'm gonna try this sandwich for the first time. This one is chicken, egg, lettuce, and Cobb sauce.
They're a staple.
This bread is absolutely delightful. Like it was freshly baked. I don't even know how they keep it so intact. I think they just like don't drench it with sauce so that it doesn't even have an opportunity to get that soggy, but this is just absolutely lovely.
I know Osaka is not just about spending your life savings on food. There's also interesting stuff to see. We went to Osaka Castle, which is this majestic looking structure with a lot of history.
I'd climb that. 100%. I just don't want it because it's like people are gonna look and I'm gonna get in trouble. I could probably invade this castle back in the day. I would take it.
Just be ready, this is a very popular place, so everyone's trying to get the same nice photos. It's also just a nice place to walk around and relax. The city also has shrines you can visit. They're definitely not for everyone. There's no ramen at the shrines, so it's definitely not Julia's thing. Yeah, all this historical stuff's great, but you know what's even more important? This is Denden Town. This is where all the anime, toys, and video games are. This is the kind of shit that controlled my whole childhood. People from all over the world come here to feel something.
That's me.
Not far from that is Shinsekai, which is like Osaka's retro town.
Okay, I'm gonna try this Mario game from 1985. I played this when I was like 5 years old. I had the original NES. Look at this guy, fucked him up. Look at this guy. Oh, he fucked me up. It's a lot harder than I remember it being. I'm not as sharp as a child.
Oh no! know, I'm so sick. I'm so sick.
There's just so many games and snacks here. It's like this whole area was designed to bankrupt as many people as possible. Finally, all that walking around and looking at stuff we can't afford made us hungry, so we checked out something we've never tried before for dinner. This is a rotating sushi restaurant. Where we come from, this is an expensive gimmick. Here, it's an antisocial way of life. We push a couple buttons on a screen and the sushi catches a train ride over. This is how I want to be fed from now on.
So I just ordered a beer. I know it's like nothing new to people who've done this before, but I've never seen a beer just get like transported on a belt system. The beer commuted here. Didn't have to speak to a single human being.
Definitely come and do it. It feels like all you can eat sushi for half the price. Very good quality. I like that you're only ordering small portions at a time, so you don't over order. They actually only let you order like 2 at once. It allows you to just think and get more variety. Although there were some things that we liked that we just kept running, just running. It is crazy to me that they just give you a little tub of very fresh, very vibrant green matcha for you to just drink all you want while you eat your sushi. I mean, first of all, they would never do this in Canada. 1 spoon of this, like $5 at a Starbucks. Like, this is crazy. This whole tin would be like at least $40. And they're just like, go at it. Enjoy yourself. And I am. This is the most vibrant green tea ice cream I have ever had anywhere. Matcha's just nothing for them. Wow. That was so rich and decadent. I would come back here just to order that. I love it.
No matter what you put in, it just shows up. You don't have to talk to a soul. Quality is great. The price is fair. It's rare that an experience is what I thought it would be, but that's what this was. They call it something else here. They call it rotating sushi, and it's great. I mean, I'll be a rotating customer.
I think within this time, we'll definitely be back. We'll do this again, even if just for the green tea ice cream.
This is the most well-known shopping street in Osaka. It's also a busy area that sells everything from silly trinkets to cool Japanese blades. Next, we checked out a place called Kuromon Ichiba Market. This place is a mix of sit-down food places and street food vendors.
We are waiting for our Wagyu beef stick, and I love how simple this system is. Like, this is just like an old piece of paper that they reuse over and over again to just give you your number. I don't need a new one. It's all torn up. It's fine, it works.
This is so tender, so juicy. Definitely the best Wagyu beef we've had so far. They have like a theatrical stall set up. They have the guy in this big like open grill type thing, just roasting all these meats. He's got octopus on there, all kinds of stuff. They have a sign that says, please take photos and videos and upload them. They are doing it right. Being like showmen, there's a crowd of people around taking videos, ordering, eating. These guys were like, we're the shit. The way we do it is engaging, film it and try it and talk about it. And now that's what we're doing. 100%. Bless that guy too.
I personally love watching these guys do their thing, especially the ones who are proud of their work because they put a lot of care into the food. These are the vendors who usually have a crowd of people around them. And it works. I am down to let this expensive fish ruin my life. A very nice gentleman at the 7-Eleven told me this was decent. He knows what he's talking about. He was drunk when he told me. Packaging's pretty nice. There's just this lid, and then you just open it like it's a can of cat food. No fancy sake cup, just a jar of sake. If you were to go to like a hipster bar, they would serve you this, and it would be cool and expensive. So
It'd be $16.
that's good.
That's smooth. Jar of sake might be my new thing.
All right, we just had our first and probably only okonomiyaki in Osaka. There's an alleyway right across the street that just has a bunch of cozy little restaurants, and we just turned into like the first restaurant, and we're like, what is this? And it turns out they offer okonomiyaki, and it was like a very small place that only seated like under 10 people, looked really cozy, prices were good, and it's not touristy, so we're like, let's go on in there. We met this very wasted lady sitting beside us. They're very nice though. She was with her friend. They ordered like 2 highballs. So the guy actually just got one for Roman as well, which opened up the conversation with the new friend who is sloshed, like completely sloshed. It was a hoot, and I'm glad we stumbled upon like a local place to have it. I think it was just a much better experience than getting it from like a super touristy area.
And I have this thing where I walk by and I detect the coziness in places. Something about it just draws me in. I'm like, hey, why is that place so cozy? How come I'm not in there? I'm always like enviously looking into places and seeing the coziness. I get like anxiety about going to places where I potentially will not be understood at all and it's gonna be difficult, but we just decided to go in. It was just such an experience, you know? They were like making it in front of us. And yeah, there were a couple locals in there getting smashed. It was fun. We got drinks, we ate good food, and we just walked back to our hotel a few feet away.
We usually grab breakfast from like the 7-Eleven, but we're like, let's go eat at the Subway. Because yesterday when we were in the Subway, we saw a lot of really good small little shops and restaurants. We literally took like 2 steps into the Subway, and like the second shop here looked so tasty. And in Japan, they always have like the plastic version of what they offer, so you can visually see what you're gonna get, which I love. So they had all their lunch sets out, and it looked like exactly what I wanted, like small little noms. So we got to try a little bit of the fried stuff, we got some rice, we got some miso soup, we got a salad, all for 10 Canadian dollars, which is mind-blowing. They talk like anime characters, which I hope is not offensive. It's just so cute, like just so cute and nice and kind. And it was such a great experience. So if you are trying to save money in Japan, but you want to eat something tasty, check out the Subway restaurants.
As we've been spending time at the different stations here, I've been seeing the culture here. Like people get off work and they go and dine at like these little restaurants at the Subway. Businessmen in front of the 7-Eleven get a beer and crack the beer open in front of the 7-Eleven and just drink it right there. We had a good time, exceeded expectations.
We decided to do a day trip to Kyoto, which is just a short train ride away from Osaka. Kyoto is kind of like Japan's spiritual and cultural center. It's full of temples, traditional houses, and I would say more high-end restaurants. Kyoto can be amazing for people who are into this side of Japan. It's not everyone's thing. Some people mainly care about the food, or they want something more active to do. I would say it helps to know what you personally like doing when you travel. We came to Kyoto in the slow season, but I've seen how crazy the crowds can get here. There's also been some tension here in the last couple years because over-tourism has been disruptive in some neighborhoods. That's a polite way of saying not all tourists know how to act. We would definitely love to come back to Japan one day and check out more of the countryside so that we're not all just cramming into the popular cities.
So we stopped off at a place that I think is like a chain restaurant just to have a quick meal. It was very affordable and it was actually full of local people. I know sometimes, at least I feel this way in Japan, that I'm like, every meal's gotta be like a small little shop. It's gotta be like a hidden local nom. But honestly, like if you're just hungry and you pop into one of those chain restaurants, it is still equally as good. Their fast food feels like restaurant quality. Everyone's so friendly. Everyone just putting a lot of care into their food. They just do it here good everywhere.
Other than Kyoto, Osaka is pretty close to other cool things to see and do. We were trying to decide between 3 other popular options: Universal Studios Japan, the Monkey Forest, and Nara Park. We went with Nara Park. It's the place that has those deer who bow to you in exchange for food.
Konnichiwa. Huh? down. You can get head-butted, freaking stomp you out. This looks like Super Smash Bros. But for deer.
All right, we secured the goods. Now we just have to find the deer.
It doesn't even want it.
Pretty fun.
See, Conan would eat all of that.
Yeah. There you go. Now. Now. Okay.
I can see why they don't want it. It's not that good. Did they bite this or did you break this off?
No, I broke it.
Okay, it'd be weird if I bit what the deer bit.
Okay, there's another guy behind you.
Is there?
They're like, can I have something new?
I feel like one of those people at the mall that's trying to give out samples, but like no one wants any. And I'm like, sample, sir? I think they're good out here. I don't think they need more crackers. We've cornered a hungry deer.
No. No? Oh, thank you. They're like so sick of bowing. They're like, yeah, whatever. They're like, okay, I'll just like, what do you got? What do you got for me? Same shit I've been eating every day for the last how many years? I'm good.
Yeah, they want a pizza. This deer just threw that on the ground and walked away because it wasn't a pizza.
As much as I love chips, if I was handed chips all day, someone was like, eat a chip, here's a chip. You want a chip? Bow to me, here's a chip. I'd be like, I'm good, you know? So I kind of get it. Roman had a good idea. We're gonna go find some introverted deer. Maybe there's some deer with social anxiety that are not out in this main area. They both bowed at the same time to you.
What are you doing? Hey, he licked my... This is a hungry little guy. 20% of the deer eat 80% of your crackers. This is amongst 20%.
Sometimes my hair goes on their face when I bow, but they don't seem bothered. This deer right here is an entrepreneur. Like, this man has been posted here since before we went through these gates, and he's still here now. He knows if I stay here and take photos with people, I get more crackers. So he's an entrepreneur.
He is.
It's been a couple hours and we're gonna head back to Osaka now, but it was a fun activity. It was fun to just see the deer, interact with them. I know it's like a super touristy thing to do, but I still think it's worth going if you like animals. Glad we did it, and gonna head back to Osaka for dinner. We just had the most delicious curry. It's raining pretty hard, and this homemade tasting bowl of curry was just the perfect thing to have when it's raining. It was such a cozy meal. We got pork cutlet. They have like their standard pork cutlet, and then they have one that's handmade where they actually bread it themselves. So they inject it with some more love. So obviously we went for the handmade ones, which were so delicious. The pork was super juicy, and it was a big ass meal. They actually did give you the option of getting less rice. So if you're a small person like me, I'd recommend getting less rice.
Damn, it is raining hard. An Uber Eats man just pulled up. He drenched. This is an extremely rich comfort meal. It's a cozy place. Everyone sits side by side. You can order from the tablet. It is fast food speed at restaurant quality. Every place should be like this. You just get an amazing meal for not that much money, quickly, no hassle. Glad we found this place.
Osaka was a pleasant surprise. The food is hearty and comforting, there's interesting stuff to see and do, and the atmosphere is energetic but laid back in certain ways. I would sum it up as Tokyo is great for partying, while Osaka is more of a chiller's paradise. Plus it's more budget friendly than Tokyo. I'd say both cities are amazing in their own way, so next video I want to focus on what makes Tokyo special. See you then.